in securing, our part of the country? Does it have any implication for our unity?
Calcium in.
Now, the Nigerian Dental Association, they recommend Colgate.
ọkùnrin yìí tí wọ́n sọ pé òun lólówó jù ní Áfíríkà ó mọ̀ ìyàwó láti bẹ̀rẹ̀ ni.
Ṣadé ṣé wọ́n ti bọ̀ bójú ẹlẹ́gbàá yẹn tó jẹ́ pé kì í dákẹ́ orin ṣáá ni ṣé kìí ṣe òun ni gbogbo ayé ń gbọ́ báyìí. Bọ̀bọ̀ yẹn ti jẹ́ lọ mẹ́n.
Dájúdájú ìwọ náà lè gbéra láti ìbẹ̀rẹ̀ lọ síbi àṣeyọrí gíga tirẹ̀ níwọ̀n ìgbà tó bá ti fọkàn sí i. Ǹjẹ́ òun yí àlá rẹ pẹ̀lú ìpinnu gidi tó ń ti alábàáṣe tó ṣe déédéé lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ rẹ? Dájúdájú bó ṣe ń ṣe. Stanbic IBTC, member of Standard Bank Group.
Introducing the new Hollandia Slim Evaporated Milk. Hollandia Slim Evaporated Milk has all the nourishment of milk with 50% less fat. It is evaporated milk that contains high calcium, 7B vitamins, vitamin D3, phosphorus, and magnesium. It comes in 3-pack sizes, and the 60-gram pack is 50 naira only.
Hollandia Slim Evaporated Milk. All the nourishment of milk, 50% less fat.
GoTV tún ti ṣe bẹ́bẹ́ o. Jígbé ni wọ́n wà pẹ̀lú rẹ̀. Jẹ̀gbádùn ẹ̀dínwó ìdá méjìlélọ́gbọ̀n lórí GoTV Max. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni o, tí o bá sanwó GoTV jọ̀ní fún ẹgbẹ̀rún méjìlénírínwó àti ọgọ́ta náírà. GoTV ó ṣàwọ́ sókè téńté lọ sí GoTV Max pẹ̀lú ìkànnì márùnléláàádọ́rin tàbí jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. Abracadabra! Wọ́n máa jẹ̀gbádùn àwọn eré oníṣe India lórí Star Live, La Liga, eré bọ́ọ̀lù àfẹsẹ̀gbá, Premier League, àwọn ètò Big Brother Naija lóríṣiríṣi lórí Africa Magic, Nigerian Idol, BET, Cartoon Network àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. Ẹ̀dínwó tó dáa, ìfowópamọ́ tó bù àyà. Lóòótọ́, GoTV wà pẹ̀lú rẹ̀ digbí. Àwọn oníbàárà GoTV Max láti ọjọ́ kìíní oṣù kẹta ò ní ìpín nínú ìpolongo yìí o. Ìlànà àti àdéhùn wà ṣá o. GoTV nífẹ̀ẹ́ rẹ̀.
Sweetheart, you know I've just been paid for the last project I handled, and I really want to invest the money this time.
Oh, that's a brilliant idea, my love. Then Fresh Farms is your best option.
Fresh Farms?
In fact, you have access to your dashboard and you can monitor your investment on pepper, cassava, tomato, yam, and many other agricultural products.
Fresh Farms is here. Our main goal is to provide you fresh farming is another level. Cassava farming, cashew farming, tomato and pepper farming, ensuring food surplus for nation, Niger. Fresh Farms, provide fresh food.
Invest in any of our farm produce today and get amazing return on your investment. For inquiry, please call 0907-361-2624 or visit our website today at www.freshfarms.ng. Fresh Farms, spreading freshness.
Mọ ohun tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ní àyíká rẹ nípasẹ̀ ìròyìn BBC ní Yorùbá. Nítorí kí o tó lè tayọ, o ní láti mọ̀ ọ́n. Ní ìmísí pẹ̀lú àwọn oríṣiríṣi ìròyìn láti ibi àti káàkiri àgbáyé. Nígbà tí o bá ní ìmọ̀ nípa ohun tó ń lọ ní àgbáyé, o lè ṣe ohunkóhun. Mọ ohun tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ní àyíká rẹ. Wá BBC News Yorùbá kàn.
Tuntun láti ìdúró kẹ̀kẹ́ orí àsìkò ń dún tẹ́rẹ́ ní tọ̀rọ̀. Ohun tó rẹ̀ dòdò sẹ́ wẹ́lẹ́wẹ́lẹ́ lórí àgbàgbé fàájì bàbá. Entertainment show tó rọrùn pa lórí afẹ́fẹ́ àwọn tá a kójọpọ̀ sínú ètò ọ̀hún ló jẹ́ kó máa kílẹ̀ fàájì bàbá.
Mo ti tẹ́lẹ̀ òpógun ọlọ́jọ́ ni èèyàn wọn kò sì kà wá mọ́ níwọ̀n.
Lórí ìkànnì Splash FM 105.5 láago méjì àṣálẹ́ 7 p.m. lọ́jọ́ ẹtì Friday pẹ̀lú ìpínlẹ̀ anífowóṣe aníyíkáyé pírísẹ́ńtà. Ìpele àkọ́kọ́ lórí ètò ìlú ìròyìn òṣèré. Ìpele kejì ní gbígbàlejò àwọn gbajúgbajà òṣèré yálà òṣèré sinimá tàbí tolórin àtàwọn òṣèré tó sì sẹ́yìn dìde bọ̀. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni abalẹ̀ ìgbàgbére kan ìjẹ̀bú náà bẹ̀rẹ̀ sọ pé fàájì bàbá. Friday ọ̀sẹ̀ yìí ni ó tún máa gorí afẹ́fẹ́ Splash FM 105.5 láago méjì àṣálẹ́ 7 p.m. pẹ̀lú aníyíkáyé pírísẹ́ńtà. Fàájì bàbá.
Ibadan. Now mobile 4G LTE has landed and we are in for the time of our lives. Streaming matches will never be the same. Video calls will be clearer than ever. Work will be so smooth, it won't feel like work. That's smooth.
Yes, Ibadan. Enjoy browsing with quality 4G LTE on 9 mobile data plans. Get 2 GB plus free access to social media for 500 naira. 7 GB plus free access to social media for 1,500 naira. And 3.5 GB free data for night streaming on select monthly data plans of 1,000 naira and above. Dial *200*3*1# to get started. Season C's apply. 9 Mobile.
Splash FM 105.5.
Thank you for being there with us on Splash 105.5 FM, your integrity station. So we kicked this issue off the table very quickly. Michael, I'm coming to you. Let's look at the lessons we have to learn from that blockade. I know some people have said it's even treason for them to have blocked the road and not allow free movement of people. Some people have said that it's an infringement on the rights of some people.
Yeah.
And then some people have addressed it as an act of war.
Yes, it's it's an attempt to provoke a section of the country to be angry, and it's also to allow to make some people to deprive. That was what I was looking for. Deprive some people of number one, food. Number two, commerce. Don't forget that there is a huge value chain attached to some of this, produce that, these people blocked from coming. And just like you say, it's an act of war, a declaration of war by a section of the country. And I think that the federal government should, be very, very decisive in dealing with those who, muted the idea in the first instance, those who thought that you could achieve such. That's number one. You were talking about lessons, right?
Yes.
One thing about us in Nigeria is that we are so comfortable in our comfort zones. So we rarely think about, doing anything for ourselves. So we import from other parts of the country things that we should naturally produce in this part of the country.
Imports.
Import. Yeah. Is it not import based on the the mood of the ground? If some people are blocking food from coming to your part of the country, you were importing in the first instance. When Lagos State was going
trade. When you say importing, isn't it just trade?
It's trade.
They come with the produce.
Yeah, and then you exchange for market. Exactly. We have the market, and then we pay for it. But the point is,
it's the same country.
It's the same country. You see, I was.
Did you say oil is also being exported?
Yes.
No. Oil is a different. Oil is a different matter. Oil
is the produce.
Hold on now. Oil is a national produce. while yam and all that were a produce of businesses. So when Lagos State was going to plant rice, when Lagos was going to plant rice, Lagos collaborated with Kebbi. So you understand that while we can plant rice down south here, we think that the soil in Kebbi is good for a particular variety of rice.
I know you have been very you've been very unhappy with that alliance between Lagos and Kebbi. You thought it should have been between Lagos and maybe
Ogun State,
Oyo
State and all that. So
how much of rice are you planting in Oyo State? How about comparative advantage?
Wow. Well, maybe we should zero in on comparative advantage. So if a part of the country is called the food basket of the nation, we should, really support them.
If I'm going to do business with somebody who's going to plant yam, maybe I'll go to Benue State.
That's what I'm talking about.
It's comparative advantage.
It's comparative advantage, labor, the climate, the soil, the topography, the whatever it is, all those things that you add together. So that makes it that makes concentration easy. And when you concentrate and there is crisis just like we had, the people who plant these things over there, they've been indoctrinated in some way. They say that you can prevent. Why they didn't know that? You say that was exactly what they were doing. You recall that 2-3 days ago, a basket of tomato, had gone down. The price had gone down. That basically is a result of the fact that there were a lot of unthinking people behind that idea. So when you think up an idea without thinking, that's what you get. Number one, you divide the nation. You make hostilities, grand hostilities to really be in the mind of the people. You needed to listen to the way people were talking on talking points earlier today. They were saying it has become them versus us in one country, Nigeria, which should not be. But lessons. It tells us that we need to open up our spaces more. We need to encourage our farmers. I was in a program yesterday where farmers were lamenting heavily about, the havoc that herdsmen, visited on their farms. And help is not forthcoming. Particularly blame the security agencies for, being one-sided, exactly, in some of these things. So those who should plant for us are being, hounded at home here. So we needed to depend on the people who would plant for. Don't forget that we also have population, to some level. And we need to feed them. If you cannot produce enough food to feed your people, you have to buy from other parts of the country that have, advantage in planting those kinds of crops. So I thought that it was a balance. We have the, the money and the mouths here. They have the climate, the environment and all that to produce these things. And then we go to exchange. It's a business of equals. But those people thought that they were doing the south of this country, a big favor by bringing food. Wow. Were they not earning money?
Okay. Now, today, I want us to look at the lessons. Michael had already started by saying that we need to open up our spaces. We'll still explore that. But today, let's look at what should the South be doing this time. We can even start with the southwestern part of the country. What should we be doing? I know that we have a lot of things in common. What should the governors, I want us to actually speak to the governors. What should they be doing right now?
Well, ordinarily, it shouldn't matter that you have certain parts of the country that is more focused about a particular business. In this instance, food. Things like rice, like pepper, like onion, like beans, not to mention the beef that we rely heavily on. But talking about speaking to the governors, I would say that they need to wake up. They need to wake up and smell the coffee, because it has come this way this time around. Tomorrow, nobody can actually predict how it's going to manifest. Let's go back a little. There was a time in this state that we had shortage of beans. I remember. I think basically suppliers from Bodija markets were having issues because of the security situation in the northern part of the country, and for that reason, the price of beans, went off the roof. What that simply means is that it doesn't even have to be intentional. God forbid, if there is a crisis situation, somewhere up north, it becomes a major problem for us. And not to mention this one, when a union, don't forget that they have a union, amalgamated food stuff suppliers and beef producers union decided to, starve us into submission. What I think should be done at this point in time is to, have a plan, a strategy in place that ensures that there's, abundance of food in this region. Now, when we look at agriculture, there's always this simplistic view of, understanding it from a rain-dependent angle, rather than
rain-fed,
water-dependent.
Yeah,
we need to embrace new technology, in agriculture. That's one.
Okay.
Two is that we need to tackle the insecurity challenges that we have, because it's a major drawback. You can't ask people to, go farm if they are not guaranteed of their safety. So that is a major problem that we need to address at this point in time.
Now,
okay.
Yes. I'm interested in embracing new technology. Ladies and gentlemen, wherever you are listening, I told you that we'll be hosting Honorable Dapo Adeshina. If you're watching us on Facebook Live, you will have seen that he is now in our midst. He's sitting in the midst of two journalists this evening. So, Dapo
you can also call him a journalist.
So, he's right here in our midst this evening. Honorable Adeshina, welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
How are you today?
Good to see you again.
Good to see you.
Wow.
Good to see you on this table again.
And I'm not so happy that you're putting me in between two big journalists.
Enjoy it.
I'm feeling very jittery already.
I know you are not.
And then the face that is facing me is not scary.
It's not scary. I know you are not. So, thank you for coming. We have a discussion that we are dealing with, and we'd like you to also be part of it. Let me say from the outset that what we do today on this program, particularly on Thursdays, is to look for solutions to a lot of things happening to us in Nigeria. And so the issue we're dealing with is the blockage of food from the north to the south that happened some 6 days ago. We're looking at what are the lessons that we could learn from that singular event, particularly for us in the Southwest. This is a place where we talk about being that we pride ourselves in agriculture. We have a saying, a philosophy of agbeloba in this part of the world. We see relics, or we see landmarks of what agriculture had done for us in our economy in the Southwest. We can point at Cocoa House as a legacy of what we got from agriculture. So we're saying that what has happened to us as the South, that we have to suffer if perchance something happened and the food is not coming in this way. So we want to look at this and what should we be doing? And I'm sure that you're also someone who could be speaking to this kind of a situation amongst us. Michael has said that we should open up the space of agriculture in such a way that we have more people that invest in it. Today I said that we need to embrace technology. I know we talked about greenhouse technology in farming. We've talked about different ways of growing these crops, even in our space. The time is gone when people say you can't raise onion in your land. There are ways to do it that is not rain-fed and soil-dependent. So I like you to look at it. What should we be learning from that kind of an episode?
Well, I think you guys have spoken as technocrats, and I believe I should come in as a politician. And firstly, you see that is telling you that our governments have failed. And what do I mean by that? You remember in the past, we used to have core progressives ruling the Southwest. And one of their manifesto used to be agriculture. You know, they were pumping a lot of money into agriculture. Also, one of the manifestos, what they use to campaign is education. But along the line, in recent time, you realize that our people have pushed our leaders to the point where they go for white elephant projects, where they build bridges, where they construct roads and abandon these things that are extremely important. You see, most of the governors, because of the fact that in 4 years, if you pump money into education and you do free education, you construct school buildings and all of that, you give people access to quality education, you probably will lose the next election because people will say you have not performed. You know, most of these people, most of these are leaders that used to pump money into these sectors. It is long after, even when they are no more, that people start to praise them like, oh, if not because of so and so, I would have gone to school. But right now, because of a failure of government, because of a failure of our leaders, people want what they can see instantly. And that's why our leaders have gotten to the point where they want to quickly construct big bridges where people will say, oh, he has constructed a bridge at Challenge, he has constructed a bridge at Mokola, and that's what makes them popular. That's what makes people to say they're performing. So I think we have to also go back. Governance is not a one-sided thing. You have to touch all the sectors. And just like you have rightly said, Oyo State, for instance, the Okeogun part of Lagos, of Oyo State, what has happened to us? What has happened to the Okeogun part of Oyo State? This is where we know as a food basket. So why is it that this is not happening anymore? Why do we have to wait for foodstuffs to be brought from the north when we have Okeogun, when we have land, mass land in Okeogun?
I'm glad you approached it from the political angle and said, as politician, over the years, Okeogun has always been there. But what have we made out of Okeogun? That's the question you are asking. We should ask you, what have we made out of those lands?
This is the analysis I'm giving.
I know.
It's still part of what we're saying. Right now in Oyo State, politics in Oyo State has been centered around Ibadan. All of the information that comes out based on what we see in Ibadan. The media has a lot of work to do. Don't judge governors based on what they do in Ibadan. There's Ogbomoso, there's Oyo, there's Okeogun 1, there's Okeogun 2, there's Ibarapa. These are also places. Ibarapa is also somewhere that they used to make a lot of food. They grow a lot of things. They bring foodstuffs from there. So, but when we are judging our governors, we judge them based on the things we see in Ibadan.
The vibes and the furore that came out recently from Igaga started from the media. The searchlight started from...
I see that the media is doing a lot lately.
Yes.
But I believe that the media should do more.
Everybody will do more. Now, what are we supposed to be doing? You've talked about education and agriculture, and that the people already now felt that education and agriculture are long-term projects. But the truth is, if we don't go back to these things, we'll eventually be leading ourselves to extinction.
are the owner of this hall. You are the owner of this hotel. I say I don't have a single thing anywhere. So let's go there. Let's go there. You want to use the place? Let's go there. I'll tell them.
But you're obviously richer than, you know, when you
because I don't have so much responsibility now.
And because
my responsibilities has reduced now, so I obviously will be richer.
No,
than
I'm
when I was
talking
in
about
office.
pre-2015.
Obviously
and
not.
post-2019.
Obviously not.
You're poorer.
Obviously, while I was in office, before I got into office in 2015, I was doing fantastically well.
Oh wow!
When I got into office, it was terrible. By the time I was leaving as a commissioner, I was very poor. I didn't even have a car. By the time I resigned as a commissioner, and then going into the House of Reps, the same house that I entered the House of Reps with is what I still own till today. No more, no less.
Even with the severance benefits, running into almost 200 million naira.
That's what you say, but I know that I don't have more than what I entered that office with up till this moment.
Okay, it will actually be very interesting to know, the kind of promises that you got.
Are you not even surprised that somebody will come on radio every time and be saying this, and is not even afraid? Are you not surprised? There must be something behind it. If a particular person comes on radio and television every time and he keeps saying this and he keeps saying, "Come and challenge me, I'm ready."
We're not challenging you.
So what is it? There must be something behind it.
We left that.
No, I'm just saying that people that are listening to us, come out. If you know anything that I have,
but you can't know everything.
No, there's no way you can hide anything.
For example, not going to publish your bank statements.
No. But there are people working in the banks. They are Nigerians.
And they're going to release that information.
They don't have to release it, but in their mind, they will know that this guy is lying.
Honorable Adeshina, let's get to the issues that you were talking about. You are still honorable.
So once an honorable
is always an honorable. You said that you tabled your grievances to the leaders of the party who kept coming to you, and then you told them what your grievances were. May we know your grievances?
Well, they knew that before now.
May we know your grievances?
They knew. The leaders knew.
So may we know your grievances?
Well, if you look at some of the things I wrote in the letter, one was the fact that the Lamis were not being treated fairly. No matter how much I'm a loyal party member, I can't abandon my father's people. It's not possible. I'm not a bastard. So if I see that they are not being well taken care of, or they are being discriminated against, I will fight on their behalf, because I believe that when people come together to do something, when the benefit of that thing comes, everybody must benefit from it. So if at that point that the benefit comes, you are now saying these people are not part of us, these are my people, then there's a problem. I'll be a fool, I'll be a bastard to look at them and say it doesn't matter, because I had the opportunity to be in the House of Reps.
So the first thing is that the Lamis were being marginalized.
Yes, they were being marginalized.
Again?
Some other things were not done right.
Like?
Just like I said, the person involved is no more, and I don't want to talk about it. I've written that letter. See,
I have the letter.
I would have been happy. That letter, we intentionally made it public. I would have expected that our media people engaged the man when he was alive, which did not happen. So for me, Dapo, Adeshina, I'm not talking about that again.
One of the things that political watchers felt aggravated you was the local government election, back then, that brought in, the now removed local government chairman. They felt that you were not given your pride of place in determining some of the candidates, in certain local government that fell under your jurisdiction. Now, there is another local government election coming. Do you see yourself, wielding the needed influence, especially now that you are back in the major opposition party in your states, that is also going to be partaking in that election?
Thank you very much. That was not what happened. I never at any point in time, if you know anybody that knows me, they'll tell you that even at the time I was a commissioner, and importantly at the time I was a member of the House of Reps, I never got involved in party politics and who gets what. But I only got involved at that point, the last minute, when I realized that things were going badly and the Lamists were being marginalized. And what I said clearly was not that I had a particular candidate. I only just advocated that the Lamists should be given certain slots. Whoever was going to get out of the Lamist.
So the Lamists got no slots. Are they going to be getting slots now?
Well, it is not the APC that is in power in Oyo State.
No, I mean
it's a different
candidates in the election.
But I'm just a new entrant into the party. We'll look at how it's going to be done. Are you even sure the APC will participate in that election?
I thought they said that's interesting. That's interesting to hear.
I don't even know.
Are we sure whether APC will participate?
Are you sure? I've not heard anything about APC participating.
In that
So
if
election.
the
APC will participate, would, as usual, advocate that nobody is treated unjustly.
When
either the Senako or the Lamist or the PDP reforms, let everybody be carried along.
When APC came for a reconciliation some weeks back, before you joined, the party decided that there would be no emphasis on these dividing lines, Lamis, Senako, Unity Forum, and the rest. But it seems you are still so much attached to that name, the Lamists. Is that not going to cause trouble eventually?
The truth of the matter is, it might only just be silent. You can't totally eradicate that. We have to be very sincere with ourselves. But while I was in office, what I know is when three people come together to form something, it's just like the federal character thing that we talk about. When he's tilting towards one side more than the other side, you know that there will be issues. So the truth of the matter is, while I was in office, I was always making sure that if I have 15 things, I split it between the three major flanks that we had in the party. So that's what I expect. You can't say, we should forget about these tendencies, and then you are now distributing 10 things and one side is getting almost all the 10.
Will there be unity in the party?
There will be unity
how?
If you make sure, because
if you have the divided lines.
The truth of the matter is there's no way you won't have that. Because right now, even the ZLP has joined the party. So you think that when they are coming into the party, you will just distribute things and they will not get anything and they will not be aggrieved. We have to look at it holistically.
May we even know what you're distributing?
What we're distributing?
Yes.
For example, we are not distributing money. For example, when you're talking about party ESCO.
Oh, okay.
We are talking about
positions.
Party ESCO. Yeah, positions. Okay. Party executive positions. You have to look at all these tendencies and make sure that they have. Because that is the pointer. That is the foundation of any primaries that is going to come. So I will not fool myself that there won't be any of these tendencies. It's not going to happen.
So will these
only be silent?
Will they be meeting somewhere, to make their decisions?
This is politics.
So some Lamists, joined the party, the APC, even before you. Were those ones still, true Lamists?
Everybody is Lamist, as long as you believe in the philosophy of the great Lam.
Let me drop a name. Alhaji Fatai Bikunle. He's one of the famous Lamists that we have around. It looks like there was a fallout between the two of you at some point.
Is my
that has
not
now resolved because he joined the party even while you were still in ADC.
Because we are.
So how do you see it?
Because we are both adults and we can decide to do whatever we want to do.
You're supposed to be the leader of the Lamists.
I can't be the leader of the Lamists. I'm just the son of Lam Adeshina. You can't even call me a Lamist because I'm just a son. The real Lamists are the ones that truly believed and followed him and are still believing in the principle. So I can't be the leader because I'm the son of Lam Adeshina.
Honorable, that answer is political.
Lamist or not?
It's a political
statement. I'm trying to be a
Lamist.
Who is a Lamist?
A Lamist is anyone who truly and sincerely believes in the principles, the ethos, and what the great Lamb stood for.
Do you believe in all of that? Do you?
Obviously, I do.
So you're a Lamist, aren't you?
I'm the son of Lam Adeshina first before being a Lamist.
All right, gentlemen, we have to take a break. After the news, we'll continue this conversation. You can be a part of it. Send us a text message. Send us a WhatsApp chat. If you also want to be on Facebook, give us a message there. If you have a question for Honorable Dapo Adeshina, we will be willing to answer. He's here. He's going to do the home run with us. Stay with us. Don't go away. It's still Splash Rendezvous.